Right. Welcome everybody to Cat Simplified channel. Today we are going to focus on Microsoft Word, and then I would like you to tell me in the comment section that if you can hear me and also see the screen. Just indicate by the comment section. Right. Without wasting much time, we are going straight to Microsoft Word. What needs to be done, or what you have to know from grade 10 up until grade 12. Now, in most cases, we take Microsoft Word for granted. So today we are going to look at some of the challenges or some of the challenging questions, and then we will solve all these questions. Right, so let me check from the comment section whether everybody can hear me. Yes, thank you very much. Right, now, when it comes to Microsoft Word, I would like us to go through every single topic today. So I'm going to use one social network file as an example. So you can also open it. I've shared the link. So you can also have access to all these files. Now, we will start from the clipboard section regarding the home tab. Now, when it comes to clipboard, what you need to expect is format painter. Now, sometimes you can get a question by saying, format a particular paragraph to be the same as the other paragraph. Let's take, for instance, this paragraph, let's say they formatted it in different way. Now, we want this paragraph to be formatted, the first paragraph here to be formatted the same as the second paragraph. Now, to do that, you have to apply a Microsoft Word feature called Format Painter. Now, how do we do that? You click inside the paragraph that has already been formatted. Now, then you go to the clipboard section, you will see Format Painter. Click on it. Now it's going to give you a brush. Just use it to select the other paragraph. There we go. So now this one will be formatted the same as that paragraph. So that is how we apply the Format Painter. Right. Let's also go straight to font group. Now, when it comes to font, you must expect questions like changing the font type, the font size, the font color, the font effect, changing the case, and then shading. So I'm going to take you through some of these. I will take the first paragraph. Now, when I select the first paragraph, and then I go to the font group section, so you will see font settings. There's an arrow here. That is called the font section. Right, this arrow here is called font section. So when you click on that arrow, it's going to give you the font settings for you. Now, we have the two tabs here. We have the font, and then we have the advanced. So here, under the font, we can change the different font type. We can change different font style, and then we can change font size. We can also change font color and then underline style. Then we also have font effect like strike through, double strike through, subscript and superscript, small caps, all caps, and then hidden. And then we also have text effect. So these are the one under the font tab. Now, when I go to advanced tab, you'll find out here that we have character spacing. Please, I want everybody to take note. Whenever they say character spacing, it is not part of the paragraph spacing. So take note. I will show you the difference between paragraph spacing and then the character spacing. Now, character spacing can only be found under the advanced tab of the font group. Now, what are some of the character spacing? We have the normal one, we have the expanded, and then we have condensed. So take note of that. And then we also have position under the character spacing. We have raised and then we have the lowered. So take note, they can ask you questions under this. Now, they also have character spacing, the percentage up to 200, but you can also change it as well. So take note of that under the font group section. Right. Now let's go to let's apply some of the font group section. So let's say this paragraph and I want to apply the font. So if I want to underline it, either double underline or single underline. And then the color also, you can take any color. The question can tell you to specify the color. Now, if I choose strike through, that means you want to cancel. That one will be canceled. The paragraph, the entire paragraph will be canceled. Now let's also look at other one, double strike through. There we go. And then also, we have small caps. They can ask you to change it into caps, capital letter, but in a smaller way. And then we also have what we call the all caps. So we can get this one under the font group section. Right. Let me undo and go back. Again, if I want to hide a certain paragraph, let's say this paragraph, I want to hide it, but not delete. There's a difference between hidden and then delete. Now I go to the font group. Then you see hidden. And then I click OK. The text will be hidden. It's not deleted. In most cases, when you ask learners to hide a text, they will rather delete them. Now, when we are marking, we'll be able to find out whether you deleted or you hide it. If I go to paragraph, mark, show or hide. This show or hide, if I activate it, all the hidden text will be revealed. When I deactivate, it will be gone. Now, if you delete it, it's not going to be there. So that's the difference how we are able to differentiate or get learners, whether they hide a text or they deleted it. Right. Now let's go back to the font group again. I also want to show you the superscript and subscript. If I want this S to be superscript, when I go to font group and then I take superscript. So the superscript will be in a form of raised to the power. And then if I want to make it subscript, also font group and then subscript. So font group, we have all these font effects. Now let's go to the last part under the font group, which is called, I want to apply it on the first heading, which is called character spacing. So if I apply character spacing, which is under advanced, and then I select expanded. So character spacing expanded, let's say expanded by 2 pt, 2 points. And then I change the scale to let's say 200. So look at how it's going to display. So the character spacing is the spaces between the characters within the text. For instance, the space between W and H, and then the space between H and A. That's what we call the character spacing. It is not part of the paragraph group. So take note. Now this is expanded. Again, if I want to apply character spacing, which is condensed, if I choose spacing condensed by 2 pt. So let me say 0.5. So that's condensed. Now you can also make it more condensed, right? So that's the difference between character spacing expanded and condensed. Now condensed, they will be more together. They will be closer to each other. So let's say 2 PT. Right. Now, this is all about font group. So font group expect how to change the font and then the effects, all caps and small caps, and then the character spacing, which is part of the advanced group. Now let's move straight to more interesting one, which is the paragraph group. In most cases, they ask questions under paragraph group. In most cases, they ask questions under paragraph group. Now let's look at paragraph group. Please, somebody said the information is not clear. Check for me whether it's fine now. Indicate whether you can see it properly for me. Then I'll check my network. Right. Let me proceed with the paragraph group. Now let's say this paragraph, the second paragraph. What do you have to expect regarding the paragraph? When you go to paragraph settings, we have 2 tabs there. We have, first of all, the indent and spacing. Indent and spacing. Some people are complaining that they can't see the screen. Let me check the network. Right. So this is the paragraph. Now, when I go to paragraph group, we have 2 tabs there. We have the indent and spacing, and then we have the line and page break. And in Microsoft Word questions, at question 1, you get questions on that under paragraph group, and then question 2 as well. Now, let's go through them one by one. Indent and spacing. Now, when you talk about indentation and then the spacing, now we have the first one, that is the alignment, whether you want to align the paragraph to left or to center, to right, or justified. In most cases, when you ask learners about justified, they ask where is justified. It is part of the paragraph group. So you'll find them under alignment. Right. And then we have the indentation. When you talk about indentation, whether you want to push in the text, the paragraph, or you want to push out the paragraph. I will show you also. We have the left indent, and then we have the right indent. Then we have the special indent. There are 2 of them. First line indent and then hanging indent. So these are the 4 types of indent. We have the left, right, first line, and then the hanging indent. Expect questions on that. Any question paper, you see at least 1 or 2 questions on indentation. And then we also have paragraph space and then the line spacing. Now, the difference between paragraph spacing and line spacing is that paragraph spacing, we are talking about the spaces between different paragraphs in the Word document. And then the line spacing is the spaces between the lines. So here, the space between this paragraph and that paragraph is called the paragraph spacing. And then the space between this line and then that line is called line spacing. So that's the 2. Now, when you are dealing with the paragraph spacing and line spacing, you don't need to select, unlike font. Just click inside the paragraph. And then when you go there, so if you are changing the paragraph spacing, you have before and then after. And then the line spacing, we have several of them. Single line spacing, 1.5 line spacing, double line spacing, at least, exactly, and then multiple. So watch out. Sometimes the question can give you by saying, they can give you a question by saying, change the line spacing exactly 12 pt. Then you'll be asking yourself, What do you mean by exactly? That is the options under the line spacing. Right. And then under the indent and spacing, we also have tabs. The tab stop, whereby we use to arrange our text professionally in the form of in different columns so that they will be evenly aligned properly. So that is where we get the tab stop, which is under the paragraph group. And then we go to a very important tab called line and page break. Now, this line and page break, sometimes you get a question by saying, use Microsoft Word feature. Now, we have keep lines together. If you want the lines to be all together within the paragraph, we have the also keep with next, and then we have page break before. Now, they keep lines together, they will always move together. Even when they are moving to the next page, they will all move together. Now, page break before. This one, we use it to set a page break before a specific paragraph. And I'm going to show you. Let's say here, I want to set a page break before this one, meaning that I want to push this one to the next page. And then I click before the paragraph. Then you go to page break before, and then okay. It will move it to the next page. So that is the effect of page break before. Right. Now let's apply this, the paragraph setting. Again, under the paragraph setting, we have what you call sorting. You don't see the sorting in this part, but then you find sorting here under the paragraph group, this one. And then we also have shading and then borders and shading. So here, if you want to shade, you use this one to fill in the paragraph. And then if you want to apply a border, you go to this one and choose borders and shading. I will also show you one example. Now, let me apply all the paragraph settings on this second paragraph. So if I want to shade, I select the paragraph. Now, inside the paragraph group, you see this icon here, which is shading. Now, I always advise learners that if you don't know where to find the shading, you can use this search, which is tell me what to do in examination. You are allowed to be assisted. You say shading, and then it's going to give you a shortcut so that you can easily shade, or you pick it from paragraph group and then you choose the color. Right, so that's the shading. And then if you want to apply a border, also you get it from paragraph group, and then you see paragraph or borders and shading. Then we have borders and shading, which is for only paragraph, and then we have page border. Page border is whereby you want to apply a border for a particular page, and then we have shading. So here again, we have shading this side. Now, if I want to apply a border, we have the box border, shadow. The question will always specify what type of border. We have 3D and then a custom border. Then you specify the line, and then you specify the color of the border. Then you specify the width, the thickness. Remember, sometimes learners get confused if maybe we give a question by saying 2.25 is the same as 2/4 pt. And then 1.5, which is 1.5. So you must watch out for this. Then let me choose maybe red color. Then you now specify, it gives you a preview. You specify where are you applying the border, whether on top, you click on top. If let's say you want it to be only side, you click on the side from the preview. And then, okay. So let's say I want it to be only top, not the side, and then, okay. So this is the border around a paragraph. Now, again, we also have what we call sorting. Let's say I want to change the position of these two paragraphs. I want this paragraph to be the first paragraph, this one to be the second. Now, I will select both paragraphs. Then I click on inside the paragraph group, you see A to Z. That is to sort a paragraph, to change their position, to arrange them. When I click on it, it says sort by. Now, here under the sort by, because I want this to be the first one, now you check between S and T, which one comes first? S comes first, so I cannot sort in ascending order, meaning I must sort in descending order from the biggest to the smallest. And then, okay. So to change their position automatically. That is how powerful sorting can be used to swap the position of different paragraphs. Right. Again, I made this paragraph to be the first paragraph. If I want to do the indentation, I'm going to apply the different types of indentation for you to see. Now, if I want to apply left indent from the ruler setting, you will see these ones called left indent. You take the first arrow and you take the second arrow. Both must be on the position 2. So this is when both the top and then the down one are on the same calibration or on the same number, then we call it left indent. This is the left indent. Now, the right indent also from the right-hand side from the ruler, if I want to take it to, let's say, 12 centimeters. So in most of the time, you can get a question with a screenshot like this. Watch the ruler settings and look at how they apply the indent. You can also use it. So watch out for such type of question. So this is right indent and this is the left indent when both are on the same line. Now, I go to the other part of the indentation. Let's say I want to indent this one, first line indent. It's only the first one on top. So this is first line indent to 3 centimeters. The bottom one still remain at 0. The top one goes to 3 centimeters. This is first line indentation. Now the hanging indent, I'm applying it here. Hanging indent is only the bottom one. Hanging indent to 2 centimeters. So I must take the top one to 0. So when the top one is at 0 centimeter, and then the bottom one is a particular centimeter, we call it the hanging indent. And when the top line here is on a particular calibration or number, and the bottom one is at 0, we call it first line indent. So you can get a question with a screenshot like this, and that is called the indentation. So indentation, instead of you to just go to paragraph setting to set it up, you can do it here. It's very short. Instead of you to go there and say special first line by 3 centimeters, which is a long way of doing it. Make use of the ruler settings, please. Right. Now we move straight to the line spacing and then the paragraph spacing. Like I told, the paragraph spacing, you click there and then you go to the paragraph spacing. Then you have here before. Let's say before should be 12 pt and after should be 6 pt. This paragraph, and it should be exactly, let's say 10 pt and then okay. So that's how we apply the line spacing and then the paragraph spacing. You just click on the paragraph settings here and then it takes you there. Alternatively, you can just go to search and say paragraph. When you're dealing with anything regarding paragraph, go there and it will take you straight to that place and then you change them. Right. Still under paragraph, we are going to take a look at tab stop. I'm going to show you how to apply a tab stop. Now, let's say I'm having this list name, surname, age. Now I have Karabo, Molete, 12 years. Tumiso, Paco, or Poco, 18 years. Now I have this. Then I want to apply a tab stop to this. I want to apply a tab stop to this. I'm going to use the ruler setting for you to see. You select them, your text. Now, how do we go to the ruler settings? When you go to the ruler settings, the position, let's say I want the surname to start from position 3, and then the age to start from position 8. So I select them, I go to position 3, just below 8, position 3, on the ruler, you double click. It's going to open the shortcut to the tab stop with the 3 centimeters. Now, we have different types of tab stop. We have the left align, center, right, and decimal. Now, you can see by default, it says left. And when you see the one with L, like L, letter L, it is the left tab stop. Now, if I change it to center, and then I click set, then I set another one, so I'm done here. I go to position 8, you double click. Then position 8, I want it to be a bar, a line in between. So I select bar and then set it. Okay. Right. So now, after setting this, you now need to apply the tab stop. So I will click in between name and surname. And then on your keyboard, you see tab. You press it. It takes you to that position, which is 4 centimeters, 8 centimeters. So Karabo Molete, I go there. Tumiso Poco. Now, let's say the age must also go. Then the different ages. Now, this one is at that percentage. The line is at, let's check. I think the line I made it to be, yeah, the bar is 3 centimeters. I made a mistake. The 3 centimeters should be the center. The 3 centimeters should be the center. And then set. And then the 8 centimeter will be the bar one. Yes. Good. So that now the line will be that side. So basically, we use the tab stop to arrange them. So when you see the line, so I do the same here. That 3 centimeters should be the center. And then the 8 centimeters should be the bar one. I do the same for Tumiso. So you make use of the ruler settings. It makes your life easier. It makes your life easier. Instead of you to look for the tab, you'll be asking yourself, where is the tab? Where is the tab? And you know where the tab is. So I use the tab key. Or alternatively, I can use the increase indent to push them. If it doesn't work, use the tab key. There we go. So whenever you see this line, don't think that it's a column. It's a tab. They use the tab stop to do that. And always check from the ruler. The tab stop is just a line. And then also when you see like letter T, which is center tab, and then when you see L, which is left, if you see L to the other end, which is the right tab stop. So watch out for such type of questions. Now, so basically the paragraph group, we dealt with them, the indent, the line and page break, watch out for all those, and then the tab stop. Right. Again, we can use the ruler settings to set our margins. Let's say I want to set this margin. So here I will not click below the calibration. I go on top of the ruler. Anywhere you double click. So when you double click anywhere in the ruler, it's going to open the margins for you. It's going to open the margins for you. The computer was slow, that's why we double click, it's open the margin for you. So you don't need to look for page setup. The same on the ruler in examination, double click anywhere inside the ruler, it will open the page setup for you. Then you can change your various margins, top, left, bottom, right, and then the gutter margins. You can also set your orientation, whether portrait or landscape. And then you can also set your page, whether you want the mirror margin or you want 2 pages per sheet or book fold. And then you can also set your paper size, whether A4 or a particular weight, or the layout. The layout, I want you to take note. From the page setup, the layout, you will see different even and odd pages. If you want to check even and odd pages. Again, from the layout, you see different odd and even and the different first page. So you can also have section with a new column or new page or even or continuous. You get it from layout. Then again, page, vertical alignment. Sometimes you can get a question by saying, center the content of the page vertically. We call it vertical alignment. So you can get it under page setup and then you choose center. Then okay. Again, from the page setup under layout, you see line numbers. If you want to number them, the lines, you say add the line, whether automatically or continuous. That's line numbers. Then say okay. Right. So it will number them all the lines. 1, 2, 3 for you. So if the question say number the lines, that's where you go. Please take note. Use this shortcut. Make use of the ruler settings. Double click anywhere in the middle. It's giving you page setup. You can change the margins. You can change the paper size. You can change the different layout, whether the vertical alignment and then the line numbers, as well as the borders and shading. So you can use that one to get to solve so many questions at a time, because you can get page setup. You can also get borders and shading. So if you don't know where to find borders and shading, alternatively, you can just double click in the ruler and then you see borders here. It will give you borders and shading. Right. That is the power of the ruler settings. So take note. Using the ruler settings, you can do tab, you can change the margins and do so many things at the same time. Right. That is all about the font and then the paragraph. Now let's go to a style. Now, we normally apply a style to headings. We apply styles to headings. Let's say this heading, I want to apply a style to it. So there are different styles from the home tab. We have the title, we have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and others. Now, sometimes they can ask you to create a new style. Now, to create a style, when you go to the style, there's an arrow there which says create a style. If you don't know where to find create a style, you can also use the search and say style. Ne? Or maybe create a style, not the table style. Please take note. Just say create a style. So you say create a new style. Then you click on it. It's going to give you where it says type the name of the style. Yes, the name of the style will be SirAntwi. and then you modify. You click on modify. So the style based on, let's say the style will be based on paragraph or a list or a heading. So let's say paragraph, and then based on heading 1. Then maybe you want to change the font, bold, underline, and then the color. Then we also have here, so you can also left align, or maybe you must center it or indent them. Now, there is also format, whereby they can tell you to change the font of the style, character spacing expanded by 2 pt, or change the font color. You are done here. And then also format, paragraph, they can ask you to set a border, or they can ask you to put a text effect on it. So take note of it under format. Now, when you are done, let's say the style is going to be applied automatically. So you say automatically update, then okay. Right. So now when you go to different style, you see that style here and other style. Good. That's how we create a style. Now, if you want to modify existing style, also, let's say you want to modify heading 1. You right click on heading 1, you say modify. And then you now change that heading 1, whether we want to put strike through or small caps. And then okay. Right. So that is how we modify a style. This is the arrow for the styles for creation. So take note. Whenever, in most cases, when learners click on this, they get confused. That's the first one. That's a new style, to create a new style. So that's how we create a style or modify. Now, sometimes you can also get a question that says, change maybe all headings 2 styles into heading 1 style. For instance, this is heading 1 style. You can see this is SirAntwi style. Now you want to change it to heading 1 style. So what you do is go to the style, you right click and say select all. It's going to select all the headings that they have applied SirAntwi's style. Now, when you select and you right click again, it will show you instances. How many times have they applied heading 1? So in this case, it says 1 instance. That means I only use it once. So when it has selected, I can now go and click on heading 1. So I have now moved from SirAntwi style into heading 1 style. Let me repeat this. Let's say I'm applying all heading 1 style. I'm changing from heading 1 to SirAntwi style. I right click to select all. It's going to select all the heading 1. Then you go back there, and then you right click on SirAntwi and say, you click on SirAntwi so that it will apply all the heading 1 style. So that is how we change from one style into another style. So please take note. Now, still under the home tab, we have what we call the find and replace. Find and replace. Now, in most cases, the question will say, find all the occurrences. So let's say we are going to find all the occurrences of social, and then we replace with traditional. So how do we do that? Find and replace is under home tab. You see find and replace. Or if you don't know where to find it, just go to search and type replace. You click on it. It will ask you find what? We are finding social. Replace with, we are going to replace with traditional. Right. Now, please don't click back at where it says find what. Still click on traditional, and then you see more. Now, when you click on more, if you click on more, we have these things here that says let me check comment. Sorry. I want to address the comment as well so that I will solve. Right. Let's move on. Now, so here it says replace. So now, if we want exact word called social, because we don't want maybe socially or something. So here we say exact word, find word, whole words only. And then you go to format. Then we've changed the font. So we can change the font color. Let's say we change the font and then the color also. Right, you can also apply the advanced. Again, we can also set the paragraph, the tab, the highlight. Now let's say the highlight color. Remember when you choose the highlight, which is the shading, it's going to pick the default color. So let's say the question wanted you to highlight the new word traditional to red. You must first change this color to, let's say, red before you apply the highlight. So take note of that. And then you say replace all. So 21 instances. So all the social has been changed to traditional. Right. That is when you are doing the find and replace by changing the font or the paragraph. Now, there is also another instances of find and replace, which is called the special. Now, they can ask you to find and replace. So I go to replace. They can ask you to find and replace let me just remove all the formatting. Right. They can ask you to find all the, maybe the dash, small dash or single space with a longer space. So let's say find what? Let's say I'm going to change the space. So I press the space bar and then I'm going to replace it with, so I go to special. Let's say I want to replace with every space, and then I will replace it with M dash. When you talk about M dash, that's the long dash. And we have the N dash, which is the short dash. We also have manual line break, and then the page break, non-breaking space, non-breaking hyphen, and others. So they can ask you to find all the normal space, and then you replace it with non-breaking space. And then you go to replace all. So here I got 854 replacements. So all the simple space will be replaced with non-breaking space. Right. So that's how we use the special. Now, I'm going to also apply another find and replace. So check the find and replace. There are so many of them that you can use. You can apply so many find and replace. Let's say I want to find all the N dashes, which is part of the special. N dash is the small dash. Then I'll replace it with M dash. Replace all. So I got two replacements. So I would like you to take note of the special. We have so many paragraph mark, tab character, any character with any digit. So you can say we are replacing all the any character that you see with any digit, or any digit, maybe 3 digits with a certain thing, or any letter. We get them under the special. And in grade 12, they like asking this type of question. So take note of that. Right. We move to another important find and replace. Let's say they want us to find all the words called media, and then we replace with a symbol or a picture. So first of all, you must insert that symbol. So I go to insert symbol. So I go to more symbols. I'm going to insert the symbol Wingdings 220. So when you insert the symbol, you must first cut the symbol. You right click and say cut. Why do we cut the symbol? Because we don't want it to replicate, or we don't want it to duplicate, or maybe have more options. So you cut it. And remember, the moment you cut or you copy something, it goes to the clipboard. So we go to find and replace. So we say replace. We are finding what? Media. And then we are going to replace with, where it says replace, do not paste it. And I know most learners will just right click and say paste. No. You click on where it says replace, go to special and say clipboard content. When you say clipboard content, it meaning that whatever that you have cut, that content must be displayed there. So we say clipboard content. And to give you raise to the power symbol with C. So if you remember that, you can easily type that one there. And then you say replace all. So we got 20 replacements. So all the media has been replaced with that symbol. All the media has been replaced with that symbol. And we got the exact symbol. You can do the same with also a picture. First of all, you need to insert the picture. Let's say there's a picture that we needed to insert. You insert the picture, you cut it, and then we use it as a clipboard content. So basically, this is all about find and replace. The difficult ones, and then the easier find and replace under Home tab. So we are done with Home tab. We can have other options that are not needed. Now let's move straight to the next set of questions that you should always expect, which is all about images, how to manipulate images. So I'm going to show you how to do images, and then we also go to tables. So we will go to insert. Now, what do you have to know about insert? Right, let's go to insert. Let's say we want to insert a cover page. Now, mostly the cover pages, they have different types of cover pages. So if they ask you to insert a particular cover page, watch out for that. There are different names: slice, banded, facet, and other cover pages, integral. So take note, if the question says insert the cover page, you go to insert, then cover page. Then the cover page, they can ask you to change the title, maybe abstract, and then the name. You change them here. And if they ask you to change the image, so this is the image, you right click, and then you say change picture. Then you choose this device. So that's how we change the cover page picture. So now I can change that image. So I can change that image to any other image. Right. And then the image that I have, again, I can set the border. Now this is the image. So if you want to modify this image, you go to picture format, then you can have picture border. So I can choose any way. The question can tell you how you must place the border. They can also tell you to change the image, crop the image. Don't forget, you select the image, picture format, image, crop to shape. Let's say I want to crop it to any shape. So they can ask you to insert the image in the cover page and then make changes to the image. Don't forget, you click on the image, picture format or format. There's cropping. There's a size. They can tell you to change the size. So you go to the size, click on the arrow here, and then the size. Make sure you tick or you uncheck lock aspect ratio so that you can get the exact size. Let's say I want the size to be 6 pt and then 8 centimeters, sorry. Then, okay. You can also change the size from the height and then the weight. They can ask you to do that. The trick is tick lock aspect ratio. It should not be ticked. And then click OK so that you can get the exact size. Right. Now, that is all about cover page. What you should expect in the cover page, changing the name and others. You can change your name, the author name, and different names. Right. Now let's go back to insert again. I have this page here. Now, you can also insert page break. You can also insert table. Now, let's go to table. I inserted my table. And in most cases, in examination, the table will be inserted for you. Let's say I have this table. And then this table, if you have a table, the moment you click inside the table, it's going to give you an auxiliary tab, which is table design and table layout. Now, if I click outside the table, table design and table layout is not there. So if I click inside the table, it gives me table design and table layout. Now, with this table design and table layout, when you click on table layout, we can expect the properties of the table. When you click on table properties, if the question says center the table, you click on center. Now, they can also ask you to set a particular size of the table. You can change it here. Now, again, the row, they can ask you to change the row height, repeat row header, column, the cell, the content of the cells, let's say center, you get it there, and alternative text. If they want you to put the alternative text for the table, you get it also under table properties so that you can type your text. So table showing learners information. Right. So you get all of them under table properties. Now, you can delete a row. If I don't want this row, I click on delete. Still under table layout, to delete row. Now, if I want to insert a row above this one, I click there, row above, to get another row. If I want a row below, I click row below so that I can get more rows. If I want a column to the left, I click on this column, column to the left, another column. So take note of these. Now, merge and center. Let's say I want to merge the first row. So you select the first row and the merge cells. They'll be put together. And if I want to merge this side also, I select the first column, merge cells. So take note of that. Still under tables. we have split table. Let's say I want to divide this table. From the last one, I want to divide the table. I click here, and it's a split table. It's going to divide the table into two for me. That's how we use to split or divide the table into two. So I have this table and that table. There are two tables. And that table layout. And you can also split the cell, this particular cell. If I want to split it into two, split cells, how many columns? 2, and how many row? 1. So that I have 2 columns, 1 row. Right. And then I also have auto fit. We have auto fit to content, auto fit to window. If you want all the content to be fit inside, we choose auto fit to content. You see, to be small because there's nothing typed inside. And if I go to auto fit to window, it will pick the entire window, the entire screen. So these are 2 types of auto fit. And again, under table, I want to take note table because every question under Microsoft Word, you get table question. Under table, also we have row height and column height or column width, which you can change them. So let's say I want to type learner's name or learner's information, learner's info. Then this text here, I want to center them vertically and horizontally. So when you select, this is what we call vertically and horizontally. Under the alignment, you'll see the one in the middle, which is align center. It will be in the middle. You can align to the top, to the bottom. Let me open it, then you see. So if I click here to the bottom, and then center, right? That's the text for you. Right. And then we have the text direction. If you want a text direction to be changed, like here, I say names, and I want names direction to be changed. I click on the text direction, it changes. So we use the text direction to change the direction of the text. Then we have another important one called cell margin. I've seen these days, this type of questions, learners get confused. Now the cell margin, you remember in HTML, we talk about cell spacing and then the cell padding. So the cell margin, the spaces between cells. So when I go to cell margin, and then you see here, we have the default cell margins. And then we have allow spacing between cells. So here, if I want 1 centimeter between the cells, I change it. So now the cells or the table has now been changed to be like boxes, in a boxes way. That is the power of the cell margin. Right. Now, how do I also sort or type in the values? I can still type in the values. These are the different cells. So I can type different values. Can type different values with the age. Right. So I can type different values here inside it. That's the power of the cell margin. Now, if I want to sort this table, so you select the table. Let's say I want to sort this table from here to this side. So you go to sort, but because of the merging is going to give problem. Whenever you are sorting, when it is merged, it's going to give you problem. So it should not be merged when you are sorting. Now, I can also apply another property or feature under table regarding the table layout, which is the repeat header row. If I want this heading to be repeated, I click there and I click on repeat header row. So if it goes to the next page, this heading will be displayed. Then I can also convert this one to text. If you want to convert this to text, you say convert to text. whether in paragraph or tab, then the table will now be changed to a text, which is tab. Now, if I want to take this tab straight to a table, I must go to insert table. Then I say convert text to table. Then how many columns and how many rows. So I can indicate the number of columns and the number of rows. So that it will be converted to number of columns and number of rows for me. Right. So basically, that's how we deal with the table layout. Now let's move to table design. The table design involves the following: the table style option. If you want the header row to display the total row or the banded rows or banded columns or different table style. There are so many different table styles, which the question can also tell you to change a specific table style. Or alternative, they can tell you to create your own table style, just like the heading style, so that you create your own table style with the format and everything. So watch out for how to create a table style. And then also we have the shading. If I want to shade this part, shading, I want to shade it to a color. So that's how we shade from the table design. And we have the border. If I want to put the outer border, I must select the table. How do we select the table? Click on this side here, this selected, so that to select the whole table. Then specify your line. The question will always tell you. Specify the thickness. Specify the color of the pen. And then you come to borders outside. So I want only the outside border. Now, if you want the inside, you go back and change. I want this one to be inside, to be 3/4 PT, and then the color should be red. Then you go to borders and choose inside. So the inside is red, the outside is purple. So this is how we change the borders. Don't try to select the inside. No, it's a long story. Click on this one to select the entire table. You select your color, your pen, and then you go to the borders, whether outside or inside. Right, so that's how we place the borders. Now, so basically this is all about table, how to insert table and how to modify different tables. Now let's go to also insert, but this time we are going to look at image and different shape manipulations. Now, when I go to insert, I have pictures. I can insert pictures and change different pictures and shapes. So let's say I have these pictures from this device. I insert this picture here, and then I insert another picture. Right. Let me have more than one picture, and then I see how I'm going to manipulate them. Now I have these 3 pictures or 4. Sometimes some of the pictures will be missing, or maybe they replace them. It's better I go to the last page and I insert it. I have this picture. I'm going to insert them again. Good. Now, whenever you are dealing with pictures, when you click on the picture, like I told you earlier, you see the picture format, how to crop and do all those in the position. Now you will see layout options. We have in line with text. We have with text wrapping, and under the text wrapping, we have these: square, tight, through, top and bottom, behind text, and then in front of text. So here, if you want to choose behind text, it means you can take it anywhere behind a particular text. Then we also have tight or square so that you can move them around a text. Right. So I have this image. Then I can also insert a shape. Let's say I want to insert another shape. Also the same as the pictures. Now, I have these two. I can manipulate them. They are all images. So I can crop them like this. I can crop this picture to shape, to any shape that I want. The picture can have the picture border with a color. And then you can have different picture effect, 3D rotation. So take note of that preset. You can choose this picture, like a 3D preset one, and that one as well. Now, with this tool, I can also insert word art. Insert word art. And then I type here my picture. So I inserted this word art. I can move it here up. Then this word art is the same as shape. You can change so many things there. Remember to take the same wrapping options so that we can easily group them. And then this word art, I can go to transform by clicking on this one, which is called text effect. Can go to transform and then choose any word art transform. But in most cases, the question will tell you which one you should choose. Right. So I have this word art and then the images. Now the word art, like I told you, I can also change so many things here. The thickness, the outline with a color. Or I can also fill with another color. Yes. So now can also have shape effect, apply, and others. Now, when I have all these, remember you can also rotate them just like pictures. You can rotate. Right. So let me undo. So you can rotate them or you can get them from here. Flip up or flip vertical, flip horizontal, rotate 90 degrees, rotate the other way. So if I say flip vertical, you can see it 10. Right. Now with these three, I can do something about it by grouping them as one object, as a logo. So how do you do that? First of all, to group something, make sure they all have the same layout options. Now, you click on the first one, hold down the control key, click on the second, and then the third. Now, when all of them are selected, you remove your finger from the control key, right-click on any of the shapes selected, then you see group, and then you click on group. So now they become one object. They become one object. That this object become like a picture. I can change the size. Can change the size because they are grouped. Right. So now I did this. They are grouped together. And I've changed it as one. Now with this as one, you can equally crop it to shape. So that all of them will be cropped to shape. So if I want, after grouping them, I want them to have a particular shape. I choose them one hexagon. Now all of them are into that shape. So in most cases, you get different pictures with screenshot. Just arrange them, group them, and then you crop them to that shape. It becomes easier. So that is how you see this crop to shape and others. Right, this is the image manipulation, how to change the image or picture format and other things. Right, you can also recolor the image. You want to make it, so you go to recolor. There are so many colors there. And then you can also have corrections and artistic effect. And reset the picture if you want to take it back. Right, so you can get a question whereby they apply some corrections, then they will tell you to reset it. You can also remove the background and add it. Here, there's no background. Some instance, there will be background. They will ask you to remove the background. So basically, this is all about images. Right, now, so that is under insert. Then we are done with images. Now, I'm going to also highlight something about insert, which is about the shape and then the smart art. How to insert different smart art. Now, there are so many different types of smart art. You see list smart art. We have the process smart art. We have the cycle, hierarchy. So the question will tell you pyramid and others. Which smart art should you choose? So if I want the process smart art, now we see this one that says continuous block. Each process has a name, smart art. Now let me choose this continuous block and then okay. So if I type inside and then I say grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. Now, smart art design and smart art format. You can do the same like the way we did under the shapes. You can change the text effect, transform to any transformation, and others. Now, the smart art design, we have color. You can choose different colors. We have colorful. The question can tell you to choose any colorful one, or I send two different ones. So let me choose the colorful. Right. And there are different colorful ones that you can pick. Then there are different layouts if you want to change the layout also. Good. And if you want to move one up or move down, you can do that to change their position. So you can get a smart art already there. Then the question will tell you to change their position. If I want to move grade 10 back, so I move up back to its position. Right, now after this, let's say this one here, this arrow here must be to the other side. So I must select the arrow, not the first one, only the arrow, then I can rotate it. You can rotate up, or let's say I want to change the direction. Right, so it changes to that side. That's how we apply all these. So that's all about smart art, how to manipulate them and how to add a level or add something to it. Right, so you can right click and say add a shape before or after. So I can add another one before or after, and then I will type also inside. So this is all about different shapes and then also smart art. So please take note of that. So we have talked about the insert, the shapes and everything. Now the hyperlink and bookmark, which is also part of the insert. So basically, Microsoft Word involves home and insert, and then in few instances, references and mailing. So we will talk about all this before the time ends. And there are so many questions that you can also try your hands on. I've given them. You can try your hands on these questions. Right. So let me move straight to how do we insert a hyperlink? Let's say I want to insert a hyperlink to the cell name. So you select it. You can just right click and say link, or you go to insert, you see link, and then you click on insert. Now, hyperlink, we can hyperlink to another document. So you see current folder, existing file. Let's say I want to hyperlink to this one. I click on it. And then the name that should display, which is cell name. Sometimes the question will tell you to type a different name, and screen tip, so that when you hover your mouse on it, it will display. Let's say social media. Right, and then you click on OK. Now, that's how to hyperlink to another one. Now, if you want to hyperlink to a bookmark, you see bookmark here. Then all the existing bookmarks in the document will be here. Then you click on it. That's how we hyperlink to a bookmark. Now, if you want to hyperlink to a certain place in this document, you click here, place in this document. Let's say I want to hyperlink to heading 1. All the headings will be there, or I want to hyperlink to bookmark. We click on place in this document. Now, if you want to hyperlink to email address, you click on email, then you type your email address there. So basically, that's how we do the hyperlink. Watch out for this place in the document. It will show you headings and bookmark, email address, existing document, or a website. Let's say there's a website, www.SirAntwi.com. Then you hyperlink to that one so that it will be there. That's how we insert a hyperlink. And then also how to insert bookmark. Bookmark is a target location. So you go to insert bookmark, and then you type the bookmark name. Let's say the bookmark name is social, and then you add it. So that's how we add the bookmark. So when you go there, the social bookmark will be there. And then if I want to hyperlink to that bookmark, hyperlink, then bookmark. So you see that bookmark will be here. Then I can click on it, and then OK. So that's how we insert bookmark and then link into a bookmark. Now, cross-reference. Cross-reference can be used to set to a heading, a figure, or a table. Let's say I have this table name. I created a table. This is the figure. Let's say this one. I put caption, right click, and then I put a caption there. I inserted a caption to this one. Let me put the caption, figure 1. Now, so if I want to place a cross-reference from here, so I go to insert cross-reference. Now, it will show you reference type. Are you referencing to a numbered list, or are you referencing to a heading, or referencing to a bookmark? So if I want to reference to a bookmark, it shows me the bookmark names. If you want to reference to a heading, or reference to footnote, endnote, equation, a figure, or a graph. And then you must specify reference to the entire caption, or only label, or the page number. So take note of how to do the cross-reference, whether to reference to a certain figure and then to the page number of the figure or what. So take note, that's how we deal with cross-reference. And then you go to insert, it will take you there. Right. Comment. You can also insert a comment, and then you type the name of the comment. Right. And then also you can insert headers and footer. Now let's go to how to insert headers and footer, page numbers and text box and quick path. These are very important, and I will urge you to take note of them. Now, if I want to insert a header, you go to the header. On top of the header, double click. Now, you can do so many things under header. You can type just something on the header, like maybe your name. Now, when I type my name here, the header, if I want it to be on the center, you select it, go to home, center, under alignment. It will take you to center. If you want to take it to the right, or justify. Good. So under header and footer, when you go to header and footer, you see an auxiliary header and footer tab there. We can also, now from here, I want to go to the middle. And then I want to insert document information. So under header and footer, document information, I want to insert the name of the author, or I want to insert the name of the file, or you want to insert the file path, or you want to insert the document title. So basically, you can insert so many things about document info, or the document property, the category, the comment, different categories there, the subject from the properties. Or you can also insert date and time that updates automatically in a specific format. You take update automatically so that the date will be there. We do that by going to the header and footer. Right. We can also insert a field. There are so many fields there. Date created, citation. You must also watch out for the file name, the file size in kilobyte and megabyte. They can ask you to insert that, which is the field. So this is the file size. So I went to the header and footer, document info field. So there are so many things that they can ask you to insert. Number of words. They can ask you to insert a number of words and number of characters, number of pages. So number of words, also 932 words. As a field, you get it under the properties. Right. Then quick path is also a field. We have already discussed them. And you can also insert a picture in the header. So take note. Then we go to another important part, which is the page numbers. Now, I want to show you how to insert page numbers. Now, I want to insert page number in the footer. You double click, like I said, if you want to edit, double click on the header and footer. It opens this one for you. Now, I want to insert page number. There are so many page numbers, whether to the top, different page numbers are there, or to the bottom, different page numbers. Then page margins. You can also insert page margin to the margin on the right-hand side, vertically. There are different page margins, so watch out for that. Current position and formatting the page numbers. Now, let's say I want to insert page number to the bottom of the page using this one. And then I see this one here, different first page. When you take different first page, meaning the first page will not be numbered. Let's go and check. You can see that the first page has the cover page. It's not numbered because of different first page take. Now, when I go to second page, it shows page 1. You can format it by going to page numbers again, format page numbers, and then you take start at. So let's say you want to start here from 2, or you want to start at 1, or you change the number formatting style to Roman numbers, or ABC. Right. So that is how we change them. And then also different, odd, and even. When the question says, make sure that odd numbers should be to the left, even numbers should be to the right-hand side. What you do is you take different, odd, and even. The moment you take here, it gives me the odd number, which is 1. So I start with the odd number, select it. If the odd number should be to the left, you go and then align it to the left. Then you go to the first even number, which is here, page 2. And now what here, it says even page. You go there, and then you insert the page number over there. At the bottom, it takes you to the center. So you highlight, you go to home, take it to the right-hand side. So now all the even numbers to the right, odd numbers to the left. The trick is take different odd and even, and then you now use the alignment, whether left or right or center, to place them. Right. Then also watch out for the position of the header and footer. They can ask you to change the position of the header and footer. So I want you to take note of that. Then there's also another important page numbers, whereby it says start numbering the page from maybe page 4 or page 5. All that you need to do is to do the section break. We will look at that as well. If you are done, you go out of the page numbers. So we are done with the page numbers. I also have something to show you regarding the insert. We are done here. We call it text box. Now the text box, if I insert a text box, which is the shape, so insert shape, and I choose the text box. I draw this text box. Let's say I have 2 text boxes here. There are 2 text boxes side by side. Good. Now, I have a text. I'm going to put a text, and then I copy the text and paste inside. Let's say I'm going to put this paragraph. I copy this paragraph. I come and put it inside this text box. Right-click, paste. Now, some are not showing. So this text box, I want some of the text here to be overflow to this text. In other words, I am linking the 2 text boxes. So some are not showing. So what do? I click on it. The text box is going to give me shape format. Then you see here, create a link. Create a link. Take note, create a link. I click there. It gives me just like the one that we did about the format painter. So which text box am I going to create a link to? This one. So I click inside there. So here, some of the text have been moved to this side. Now look here. If I drag here, it's linked to this side. Some of the text are missing. Good. So here, some text were here. It has been linked to this side. 2 text boxes, text box 1 and text box 2, having the same information. We use what we call the create link. I want you to watch out for that. These are some of the new questions that are coming, especially grade 12. They can ask you this type of questions. There was a question like that. Tomorrow, our sessions, we will deal with this type of questions as well. So that's how we create a link, right? So this is all about insert. Now, what word art we did it, how to do word art and change the transform. Object. Now here, object, when you want to insert a text from another document. So let's say I want to insert a text from another document, insert object. Then I say text from file. Text from file. Let's say I want to insert a text from here. one home, and then I click OK. Oh, I think it was a text box. Let me create a new page. Then I go to object, text from file. Good. So I'm adding another text from another file into this document. So that is how we add text from one document into another document. So take note for that. And then also, they can tell you to also insert the same text, but then it should be as a link. Now here, so you go to insert object, then instead of text from file, you choose object. Then you say create a file, and then you click on browse. So let's say I want to insert that another object from Excel, one activity, but then I want it to be a link to display as icon, not the entire information. I take display as icon, and then I click OK. So it will be there as an icon, so that when I click on it, it will open the value or the information for me. It will be here as an icon, so that if I double click, it's going to open that file for me. And this is what we call the object. So here it will open that one activity for me. We could have done this by just going there and then you do drag and drop. You can do just drag and drop. If you go to that, like this one, two activities, you just drag it, and then you come and open your document, and then you drop it. So that one will come as an icon in an object. If they ask you that question, instead of you to go to insert, and then you go to object, text from file, it's a long process. Just click, drag it, and then you come and drop it on that particular page or portion, and it will be there for you as an icon. Right. This is all about insert and icon, and then equation and symbols, also how to insert a symbol. Now, the last thing about this is the watermark. Now, how do we insert watermark? You go to design. Like we have page color and page border. We have what we call the watermark. So when you go to watermark, you have custom watermark. Now we can insert a picture as a watermark. Then you select your picture. So you can insert a picture as a watermark. Then if you want it to be washed out, and then the scale, let's say 200%, and then apply. So that will be the background watermark. Right, so that's how we insert a picture as a watermark. Again, still under watermark, we can insert a text watermark instead of picture. So let's say instead of ASAP, I type social as a text watermark, and then I change the font to any font, and then the size. If the size is not here, you can automatically type, and the color, whether diagonal or horizontal, and apply. Good. So this is a social as a text watermark with the color and everything. So that's how we insert a text watermark. But there's one other thing that's very important, which is a symbol watermark. Or let's say you want a symbol to be a watermark. First of all, you need to insert the symbol. So I go to insert symbol. Let's say I want a symbol called wingdings with this color, this one as the watermark. So if I insert the symbol, I must cut it just like find and replace. You cut the symbol, Then you go to design, watermark. Remember, you can also use the search and type watermark. Then you see watermark, custom watermark. Then it's the text watermark. And then instead of the font, I choose Wingdings. You can just type. Then here, I paste it. You right click and say paste. So here you can paste because the font is there. So you choose the font Wingdings. And I can change the size as well, the color, everything, and apply. So that is a symbol watermark. Well, that is a more difficult type of watermark. That question came last year, 2024. Most learners could not do a symbol watermark. So 2025 year, grade 12, watch out for this type of question from various prep questions and June examination, as well as final examination, a symbol watermark. So this is all about watermark. Right, so we are done also here under design, whereby we see the page color and others. And also theme. They can ask you to choose a particular theme, like integral theme, which is under design, or facet, or ion, or any theme. So take note. Right, then we go to layout. Layout, we talk about them, that's margins and others. I told you that you don't need to go that side. Just double click here and to give you the page set up for you. You don't need to go to layout and then you choose the margins, or you choose the orientation or size. You can easily get them by clicking here. You get all of them. But there are certain layout like margin, different margins like narrow, moderate, wide, mirrored. They can ask you a particular name, maybe to moderate. So you need to go to layout. And then also columns, placing text under columns, which is under layout. So let's say I'm having this text. Let's go to this text. Let's say I have this text and I want to place them into columns up to here. So I go to layout, columns, and then more columns. And then let's say I want to place them into 3 columns with a line between. Then okay. Now these are the 3 columns. But let's say I want to push this one, major shortcoming, into the next column to be the first sentence. You click before it, go to break, and then you will see column break. It will move it to the next column. So you can do that and place them one by one. Let's say I want to put this one there, break, column. So 300 million will be on top, and this measure will be also on top. We place what we call the column break. After separating your columns, then you go to break, column, and then it will give you the column break. So take note for that. They can give you a screenshot whereby different columns are there. So take note of such type of questions. Right. Let's say I was to put this one into different columns. I want to get a simple one, like this one to 2 columns, so that each paragraph must begin. So columns, more columns, 2, line between. Now it gives you that. Now I want to put this one to the next line. I must place what we call the column break. Column break, so that it will move to the next line. So take note for how to do columns. And then we also talk about the line numbers. We did that now. I can remove the line numbers if you don't need the line numbers. right? Or you can number them by using the line number. And then the hyphen, automatic hyphenation, is also under layout. So you choose automatic, or sometimes they can tell you consecutive. So you go to hyphenation option, and then you say limit consecutive hyphens to, then it's maybe 2. So you get it under layout. So take note. So under layout, hyphen, line numbers, and breaks, and then the margin. The rest, you can use the ruler settings to achieve that. Right, now we go to another important part, which is references, mainly for grade 11 and grade 12. Grade 10, you don't use references. You only use reference when you are dealing with your pet. So grade 10, we only focus on this one that we have discussed already. Grade 11 and 12, we start with the references together with the grade 10 and 11 concept. Now, the references, table of content. We also have footnote, endnote. Now, we also have caption, and then the sources. So that is our next set of questions that we are going to discuss, and then the mailings and review. Then we'll bring our section to an end. Then we have covered all the topics under Microsoft Word. Now, let me check other questions regarding the Microsoft Word so that we can use that one. Let me take this one at least, and then I can apply these references. I'm going to start with the source, how to add a source, which is the source manager, how to add citation. Now, to add the source, this is what you do. You go to references, you see manage source. Then it's going to give you all the existing sources, which you can click on any source. You can edit the source. You can delete the source. If I don't need this source, I can click on it, delete. If you want to modify, you click on it, edit. Then you change the source. Let's say they did not put the author, and then they wanted you to put the author called SirAntwi. You must edit it. Now it will be there. Right, if they wanted to create a new source, source manager, check the style. We have APA, we have Chicago, and others. So Harvard, so you must check which style the question wants. APA, source manager, then you add your new source. Specify the source, whether it's a book, book section, article, report, website, and then you fill in the necessary information, what the question wants you to do. So take note of that. Then you can also go to the source by using the search, and then you type the source. It's going to give source manager, and then to easily open for you. Right. Now, when you have the source, you must add what we call the citation, acknowledging the sources. So here, there's a source here called web, which is citation. Now, if you want to add a citation, the insert citation here. So you select, and then you go to citation. Let's say this is the citation they want us to insert. You insert it. Now, you can hide certain part of citation. Let's say we don't want the year to show. When you click on the citation, there's an arrow there. You will see edit citation. Then you see suppress. We don't want the year to show. Suppress means hide it. So we want to hide the year. You take it, and then okay. So here the year is not showing. You go there, edit citation. We don't want to show the title, so the title will not show. Right. Now, if you want to edit the source, also when the citation is there, you go there, edit the source, and you can now make changes to the source. So that's how we make changes to citation. Again, they can also ask you to specify a particular page number of a source. So you go there, you click on the arrow. You will see here, edit citation. Maybe you want to show page 22. You type it there and then okay. So that to add page 22 there. So that is how we add the source, edit citation, and add it. So take note of such type of questions. That is all about the citation and then the source. Now, caption. Caption is always added to an image or a table. Now, to add a caption, you just right-click on it. You see insert caption. Or alternatively, you click on the image, you will see insert caption from references to show you here, but because insert caption, then you add a caption. Now here is a figure. If we don't want the figure, so here you type the figure, the name. If you don't want the figure to be there, the label, you can change it, whether graph, picture, or table. Now, if the graph or picture is not there, you type new label, you type the label there, you say image. If you want it to be image 1, image 2, you go to new label, so it will be image 1, and then the name will be there. Right, and then you can also specify the numbering style, how you want it to be, whether it will be A, B, C, or D. Image A, or image B, or image C. You change it under the numbering. You click on the numbering, and then also the new label. Please take note, whether you want it to be below or above. So this is how caption is always done. Take note of that. So it will be above. So sometimes you can see a screenshot, then they want you to put it there. You ask yourself, where is this image? They use a new label, and where is the A? Instead of 1, 2, 3, they change the numbering style. Right. So that's all about images. Now, when you have all these images with the figures and others, we can also insert what we call automatic table of figures. Once we have all the images, then you can go to references. You see table of figures. Then you specify the leader, the line, from template or classic or distinctive, the type, and then the caption, whether you want the image or you want the graph or you want to display the figures or equation. Now, if you want to also display the hyperlink, you can do that, and then okay. So that it's going to show you automatic table of figures. Table of figures, we get it from the caption, and table of content, we get it from the heading. So here, if they want us to display the table of content on this page, you go there, you insert page break. So you go to page break before. You can get it from insert, the page break. And now we have a new page. We are going to insert table of content. So we go to references, table of content, and then you choose custom table of content. Just like table of figures, you specify all these. And then you go to options. What type of style did they use? Whether heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, or maybe they use a different style also. So maybe they use intense code also. You add it, and then you go to OK. So it's going to show you table of content. Because there's no table of content. Why? Because they did not apply any style. Remember, styles must be applied on the headings before a table of content can be used. So let's say we apply different styles. Then here, I can now update. You right click and say update field. Then the table of content will be displayed. So that's how we deal with the table of content under references. Now we go to footnote and then endnote. Let's say I want to add footnote to this heading. So references, footnote, there's an arrow here, which is footnote and endnote option. When you click there, footnote bottom of the page, endnote end of the page. Now, if I want to insert a footnote to be below the text or bottom of the page, you must specify it. And then I want to use a symbol as the footnote. Right. Then I can say it should be continuous or restart each page or restart each section. The question will tell you how you must place it. And then here, you say apply changes to the whole document and then insert. Now, the moment you click on insert, footnote, it will be on the same page. Then you type the content. This is a famous personality. Right, so this is the footnote text. So when I place the pointer here, the mouse pointer is going to read the statement that is here. Please do not type it before, it should be after. Now with this footnote, I can change it to endnote. How do you do that? You just right click on this symbol here. You will see, go to footnote, and then you see convert to endnote. Then to change it to endnote. Endnote will be the last page. Right. So here, if I want to change it to footnote, you right click, convert to footnote. Or if you want to change the symbol, you go to note option. Then you can now change the symbol. Right. So that's how we apply footnote and then the endnote. Then we did cross-reference already. We have done table of figures. We go to what we call the index and then bibliography. Let's say we want to insert bibliography, which is the list of cited sources. So you go to bibliography and then you choose it. It's going to show all the sources that have been added to the document. Now, I'm going to show you how to apply index. When you talk about index is all about the acronyms and others. So let's say we have computer applications technology, which stands for CAT. So I have computer applications technology. Now I want to add an acronym, which is CAT, to it. So I go to mark entry, which is index. So here I make CAT. If I have sub entry, maybe subject. And then I can choose whether it's current page or the range or the cross-reference. You want to bold it, then say mark. Now, the moment you say mark entry, to change to this, don't think that your whole document has changed. So you can deactivate by clicking on the paragraph show or hide. It will go. So when we are marking, we click here to see whether you have inserted it. Then after that, the list of all the marked entries is what we call index. So when I go to references and I go to insert index, and then I will show, the question will tell you whether you must be 2 columns or 1 column. And then maybe the language, you can tell to choose, and then the template. Then, okay. So it's going to show me all the list of the marked entries as index. Right. So that is all about references. We have talked about all this. Mark citation. Also, you can mark a citation and then you insert table of authorities. That is for the mark citation. Now let's move straight to mailing. I think that will be our last topic. As for the review and then the view, they are all things that we always see. So now we go to mailings. Mailings we use for mail merge. to mail merge. Now, I'll open this document and then we use for mailing. Normally question 7, you see mailings or mail merge. Let's say 7 recorder. No, that 7 recorder is Excel file. It's Excel file. I want to open 7 7 stages. Now, when you want to start with mail merge, let's say I want to do mail merge for this one with a send name and name here. Now, let me increase it so that everyone will see. Now, I want to put mail merge here. So you go to mailing and then you choose start mail merge, the first step. Then you decide, the question will tell you whether it should be letter, envelope, or email message, or a label. So the question will tell you. So let's say this is the letter. Then you go to select recipient. This is where you are going to select the source. So normally the question will say prepare by linking. So here I go to use existing list. Now, the existing list, I want to pick it from, it can be from database, the question will tell you, or spreadsheet. Let me use from 7 recorder. Then, let's say I'm taking from other worksheet and then okay. Now, after adding it, you go to edit recipient list. It will show you all the list. So here it's only showing me the item. That means I chose wrong list. So let me go back and select existing list. 7 recorder. Or 7 reorder, yes. I think it should be under the stock. Edit recipient list. You might check whether you see the name. I want to take a spreadsheet that has name or surname so that it will fit into this type of question. Or 7 flight, yes. And then the city. Edit recipient list. So here I see the last name and then the name and others here. So here we can sort. Let's say the question wants to show only those from Cape Town. Only those from Cape Town here. So you can sort it or you can filter by selecting here and choosing only CPT. We are selecting to only CPT, Cape Town, and then okay. Then the next one, whenever you see this greater and less than, meaning you are replacing it with a field. So you select this, and then we are going to replace with a field. We have to check that list where it is, the names are, the names can be found in F2. So here, when we are replacing to the F2, because we did not use the right question, I will show you tomorrow other questions like that. So you select the field that must be replaced, and then after that, you must preview it. Preview to see the result, whether it's showing the names. So you go to the next one, preview. Then the moment you preview and it's fine, save it. For mail merge, save it. So you click on save. And then after that, you go to finish and merge. Then you say edit individual document and okay. Then it will show you all the documents, the numbers. Then this new document, you must save it. File, save as. In most cases, they will tell you to save it as 7 meg or 2 meg or something. So this new document, you save it as, let's say 7 meg. And then you save it. So now we have 2 documents, 7 meg, and then we also have 7 stages. There are 2 documents there. Right, so this is all about mail merge. We will solve more questions tomorrow when we are revising grade 12 paper that I gave. We will see mail merge question. As for review, it's all about track changes. If there are any changes that are made, they said review. So when you go to review for track changes, you go to all markup, it will show all the changes, and then you say track changes for everyone. So the changes will be in red or something. It will be highlighted if you want to accept or you want to reject the changes. So take note, and we also have compare, combining, and then other things. So these are the things that you need to know regarding Microsoft Word. The last part is developer. Developer, which is the form. So here there's a form. So if, let's say I have a form called first name. So now this is what I was talking about, the changes. So you right click it to say accept or reject the changes. Now the form, when you go to developer and you want to put first name as a form, so you go to developer, legacy tool, this one like a toolbox. So the name will be text form field. Now when you double click, you can change different things there, like the regular text. If you want it to be uppercase or first capital, and then you want it to be about 25 characters long, you type it there, then okay. Then let's say we have age. Age should be text form field, and then age, the type is a number. So you choose a number, and then you can specify the number with maybe integer. And then it should have maybe 3 digits. Okay. Then we also have maybe amount. Amount, we choose also text form field. Then when you double click, then the type for the amount will be number, but then we make it to be currency. If you want to be having rand, you type the rand symbol there. You type the R. If you want it to be any other currency, you type that, and then okay. So like here, if I double click and I type, let's say 250 or 2,500, and okay, it's going to show with the rand symbol. Right. And then also date. If I want to display the current date is also text form field, but then the type will now be current date. We also have current time or date. So take note of that. And then you choose the format of the date, whether you want it to be DD/MMM-YYY. The question will tell you to change the format. So show the current date here. Right. And then we also have time also. Then we can also perform calculations. Let's say VAT 25 or maybe 15%, 15% VAT. VAT. Also, it will be text form field, but then the type will not be regular text, but calculations. Why are we choosing calculation? Because we want to perform calculations there. Now we want to perform 12%, 15%, sorry, 15% of this amount. So how do you do that calculation? Go and check this amount. check that amount over there, and then check the bookmark of that amount. It says text 3. So here, when we use the bookmark name to do the calculation, so it says text 3. Now we want to do the calculation. So we choose calculation, and then here we type text 3, which is referring to the amount, times 15%, 15 over 100. And then want to make the format to be rent, and then okay. So it's going to do the calculation for you, 15% of this. We use the bookmark name to do calculations regarding developer. Then the last option is maybe we have the grade. We want to display different grade. We don't use text box. We use what we call the drop down. Like in database, we call it combo box. And then you type the option, grade 12, you type enter, grade 11, press enter, grade 10, grade 9, and then 8. And then if you want the grade 9 to be maybe grade 8 to be first, you say move up. Just like that to move them up. Right. So that's how you can also add help text, thereby say maybe choose your grade. The help text can be in the status bar or help key. So take note of that. So these are what you need to do regarding the developer. And then the last part, text box or the checkbox, whereby you insert the checkbox, this one. It's a gender. And then we have male, female. So you put a checkbox, this one, called checkbox. Now you can change the size of the checkbox by double clicking. Exact size, let's say you want it to be 12 or 15, and you want it to be checked. Right, so that's the checkbox for you. So that is all about the developer. Now this developer, after the form, you can restrict it. This form, you can restrict the form so that nobody can delete it. So you go to restrict editing, and then you say, it will always give you this, but I think there's a protection somewhere there. When you go to restrict editing, it should give you something, say start restriction. I think this document was restricted, so it's going to give problem. And then you put password or you don't put password. So basically, this is all about Microsoft Word. Good luck. There are so many questions here that I've set up for you. I would like you to go through them, and tomorrow we will discuss them also. Paragraph settings, how to change them. There are a number of questions that you can solve regarding what we have discussed today. If there's any question that you don't understand, just put it in the comment section and solve this question. I've shared the link with you also as well. Thank you for your time. Tomorrow I'll be meeting grade 12 regarding the June paper that I gave them, so that we discuss the entire paper. And then on Friday will be grade 11, and then Saturday will be grade 10 as well. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.